Hello Sheila, thank you so much for being here with us and for participating in our research here at the University of Cambridge.
Thank you for inviting me along. So could you explain to me, what it involves to be a participant in research, please?
Yes, so in our research in this case we are looking at investigating obsessive-compulsive disorder. We recruit both people without the disorder and people with the disorder because we need to compare.
So hopefully in the future there will be a more effective treatment than there has been in the past with OCD.
Yes, so now recently we have better equipment. Some decades ago the MRI was developed, and this enabled us to look at the brain, which was a big discovery, this technique. So now we can actually look at inside the brain and see which regions are not working well and what are the problems that are associated with this disease.
This is amazing because I'm 63 and I've had OCD for as long as I can remember, and when I was growing up it wasn't even known about. So for the future this is very, very exciting.
Yes, and if we discover what happens inside the brain, then we can more easily find a treatment. Like could be a drug, it could be some different sort of therapy as well. So that's our goal.
That's amazing, because some of the biggest discoveries like penicillin and all sorts of things, when you think of what it was before and afterwards,
it make a big change.
If the knowledge now had been around 30, 40 years ago when I was younger, my quality of life would have been so much better than it has been, because it's only been since I've started to get involved with research that I really made any headway with my own condition, because I've learned from the researchers, by even just chatting with you, that I've learned more how my condition manifests itself, and so I can manage it better,
And also because we discuss about what the symptoms are, and we try to understand what are the obsessions, what are the compulsions, and then you get to learn more about.
And I've learned, this is what I was going to say, I've learned more by taking part in research than, say, an average consultation where there's limited time.
Yes. So this research that we are going to do is about the link between habits and compulsions. We want to understand how a habit that can be normal, everybody has habits, can at some point become so repetitive and become dysfunctional. They become very rigid. So we want to understand this transition. So what we are going to do in this research is a lot of computer tasks. So some tasks look at specific questions about OCD. So we can look at, we have tasks that ask you to make decisions. In this particular study we have a task that is an app that you are going to do on the mobile phone.
Oh right,
that you are going to practice. I will tell you how, I'll teach you how to do the motor training. You are going to do with your fingers in the app. And I will teach you, and then you do this every day at home. So then you can, the idea is to develop a habit. Something that is a neutral habit. Something that I want you to learn very well and becomes automatic. So then when you come in a month, I will ask you to do another task that you can do this habit very well to see if you can then transpose this knowledge to other kind of
Sounds very interesting. Sounds very interesting. I'm looking forward to it immensely.
Yes.
I've had OCD all my life. I'm 63 now, and when I was told about it, I thought I've got nothing to lose by trying, and I might even gain something. And the actual methods of research, like with the MRI scans and the questionnaires, I found fascinating to think that they could actually see into my brain and could maybe see something there and detect something that could be of use to somebody else as well as myself, to actually realise that what I thought all my life was something mental could just be something physical. The researchers were all so kind and informative. I learnt more about my own illness, which meant I could take home that knowledge and self-help when I wasn't with the researchers, so I've gained a lot in managing my own illness and realising the medical element, like with these scans and the questions and everything. It all made so much sense to me of what I'd experienced over the years. So in fact, I think it helped me more than I probably helped them. You've got nothing to lose, and the feedback that you get from the interest in the researchers, it's it's amazing, that's all I can say. And they don't force you into anything. They don't make you say things or do things you don't want to do. So there's no pressure, and you don't go out of there feeling frightened or anything. It's all good and no bad, I'd say. And I'd say that's a 63-year-old who's had just about all the CBT, drugs, you name it. That, you know, this has been far more effective. And there's also the thought that in the future, my little bit of contribution might make somebody else's life that much more bearable, for want of a better word, in years to come. I was on a bus when I wrote this verse, and I was thinking about what research meant to me, and all of a sudden the words came to me, and I had a pen and paper in my bag, as I usually do. So this is what I wrote, and I think I'd like to share it with people because it's the essence of research and what it means to me and what it's done for me. So here goes. Research, they said, will you take part? It could for you be a new start. For years I'd lived with OCD, entrenched, ingrained, tormenting me. In childhood they said I was bad, a rebel, I thought I was mad. I lived in terror, lived in fear of voices only I could hear. So down the years I struggled on, my prime of life had sadly gone. All treatments failed, I was alone, until from darkness light was shown. Research, they said, there is a chance your soul could well be freed to dance. We cannot guarantee a cure from all that you've had to endure, but we will use your long-term pain to learn from so that others gain. We'll guide you down new paths to tread. We'll help to sort your muddled head. New therapies you will receive. Who knows from them what you'll achieve? Research, they said, I did take part, and from the bottom of my heart I'm glad I did. From my first hour I gained in knowledge, which is power, the power to conquer the unknown. I knew at last that I'd reached home.